Good day, everyone from Senior Australia. I'm here to discuss one of the articles I had written a few days ago, and it was published this morning. At the time now, it's 8:44 a.m. Wednesday, the 10th of June, 2026, Australian Eastern Standard Time. The title of the article I had written is "Losing Gracefully: The Secret Superpower of Those Who Win Big." Again, based on the article I had written, winners don't dodge defeat or losses or failure. They take it on the chin and mine it for as a wisdom. You learn from it and emerge stronger later on, or come back stronger later on. Here's why losing is not just inevitable, but essential to the journey of success in life. In every arena of life, in every life of an individual, whether it's sports, business, creative pursuits in life, or personal growth, the path to mastery is paved with losses or failures. The difference between those who ultimately succeed and those who don't just give in to the failures in life is basically how they respond well when it arrives. And for that, the true winners accept defeat without any excuses or self defeat. They take it on the chin, and again, they process the heat, they extract the lesson, and return stronger and sharper as a comeback. This isn't a toxic positivity or what we call a blind optimism. It is deliberate, battle tested mindset backed by psychology, history, and lived by those who are legends of the past. There's a myth of the straight line to success. One example his name is Abraham Lincoln, former president of the United States. According to his resume, based on history, again, based on my research, his resume of setbacks reads like a masterclass of persistence. The lost jobs, failed businesses, multiple election defeats, as well as personal tragedies and nervous breakdowns. Yet he became one of the history's most consequential leaders of all time. These aren't anomalies. It reveals the pattern in every major achievement is built on the foundation of early losses or failures in life. The psychology of resilience, we can basically correlate that to again, one of the researcher, Carol Dweck, a University of Stanford researcher, of growth mindset and fixed mindset. Again, I'm going back to the previous article I had written, and she's really a good researcher when it comes to growth mindset. When it comes to failure, word failure in a growth mindset, which means people believe abilities can be developed through effort. And for that, strategies, learning setbacks, it becomes data. And not as verdicts, but as a data that can be taken as painful, can be painful, but not a defining moment of individual's life. It's a problem that we needed to face, but learn from it and digest it and become even stronger when you come back to it. Again, when it comes to failure as a fixed mindset, people see abilities as static traits, which means failure feels like inadequacy. They avoid challenges and make excuses or give up quickly. Okay, those were the difference. Again, based on the research, it shows that growth mindset of an individuals demonstrate greater persistence, resilience, as well as long-term achievements in life. And for that, according to the neuroscience as well, I research that positive psychology reinforces what we call the brain elasticity, or the brain expands, which means repeatedly navigating difficulty strengthens neural pathways for problem solving, emotional regulation, and adaptability as well. Those who take it on the chin aren't suppressing emotion, they are channeling it productively. For that, taking on the chin is a British, very favorite British idioms, which means endure hardship, take criticism, and defeat the stoic courage, defeat with stoic courage rather, without any complaint. And one example is when it comes to high performance sports, legends of the past, sports, politics, and creativity as well. Disqualify that kind of disqualify this kind of idiom or what we call mindset. And another example that I can think of is Michael Jordan again. Based on my previous article, I can relate to him as well. I quoted that he says one of the interviews that was done over the years, that what I quoted that he said that I do not like losing. but I'm not afraid to lose. And he viewed every loss as a lesson, then immediately shifted focus to the next opportunity. And for that, this response preserves individuals' energy, based on my research and based on others as well. Making excuses or rumination waste mental resources that could be used for analysis or action later on. It also builds credibility of an individual and inner strength. People trust and follow those who owns outcomes without any drama. Winners feel the sting. They're all human. Okay? And based on my research and others as well, they don't just define it or derail them, but they process it briefly and pivot it, and later on come back stronger. How do we come back from that kind of setbacks or failures in life? Again, we need to be wiser in how do we contemplate and change our mindset to become more resilient and more stronger later on. And for that, we need to feel and reframe and frame what we've lost. We need to train our skills again and retrain again. We need to conduct an analyze a question, self-talk, or autopsy about ourselves. No blame. We don't need to blame ourselves. We don't need to judge ourselves. We are human. We are imperfect. However, we learn from it. And for that, we ask neutral questions such as, what was within my control? Or what assumptions proved wrong? Or another question is, what specific skills or information were missing? Again, separate facts from stories you tell yourself. Another one is extract precise location or precise lessons in life, or location or environment. So we extract on which environment are we in? Are we in a stress environment? What we can do to reset that kind of micro reset in our mindset, which is, in a way, we challenge ourselves, or so to say, desensitize ourselves in an environment that we are always stressed. The fastest way to do that is to basically, deliberately seeking challenging environments. The more you practice losing well, the less future losses rattle you, which means the word is what we call desensitization, desensitize. You become anti-fragile, stronger from stress later on, and you come back not just stronger but also resistant to any fragility in life. We need to enter the arena much more wiser once we desensitize or attune to every single losses. Every single fall, rise. We become more wiser and come back stronger later on. So your losses are not the end or the defining of you. They are the curriculum of your individuality, which means the journey to any worthwhile goal is not highlighted real. It's a long, uneven path marked by falls, or losses, or setbacks. What separates eventual winners is not talent or luck alone. It is a repeated choice to rise, wiser, calmer, and more capable than before from setbacks or losses. The next time delivers setbacks, or any time we face setbacks or failures, um, what we can do is, and it will, always remember that we will have setbacks along the way. You're not defined by how many times you fall or how many times you experience setbacks, but you're defined by how quickly and intelligently you rise and come back stronger. Losing is a part of our journey as we speak. And for that, winners, or should I say, uh, resilient people or individual, simply refuse to let it be their destination. It's not your destiny. You are molded to become attuned and become more stronger and more developed and evolved individual as we speak. And for that, the word for today is that the evidence is very clear. Okay, so those who master the art of losing, well, they just don't survive. They eventually dominate their chosen fields. And your next, perhaps your next loss could be your next exact lesson you needed most as an individual, as an evolving person. In order to evolve, in order to progress, we need to take every single setbacks, take it in our chin. We learn from it and come back stronger. Again, we'll talk about something that will be more insightful and more impactful the next day or so. Again, it's 8:54 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday. Have a great week to all, and love one another. Bye for now.